Hey everyone, it might look like I'm on vacation, but I'm not. I'm actually here with my family in Florida on a, how should I describe it, a deeply personal, deeply emotional journey. For those of you who don't know, my beginnings weren't exactly planned. My birth mom experienced the horrific violence of rape, but she still courageously gave me life, gave me the gift of adoption. So, all my life, I just wanted to thank her. I just wanted to tell her thank you for giving me this incredible life, growing up in a family of 15 with 12 siblings, with a mom and a dad who loved me like crazy. And so, I wanted to just meet her face to face and just thank her for being stronger than abortion. I found out how I was conceived at 13. After I got my master's degree, I decided that I was going to search for my birth mom. And the short story there is that there was no response. They didn't even know if they actually contacted the right person because they didn't have SSN. They kept it open for months and months and never had any response, but couldn't even tell me her first name, which was wild because someone on the other end of the phone, as I was talking to the person assigned to my case from the Youth and Family Services Division of that court, but they wouldn't tell me her first name. So that was back in 2004. Go, really fast forward to 2023, and Pennsylvania had changed its laws, and over a couple of years I just kind of waited because I thought for sure they would never give me my original birth certificate, right? And I finally submitted the application. Within, I think it was 2 weeks, I got my original birth certificate. And for the first time, saw my birth mom's name, which is wild. Never knew her name. Her name is Sharon. And so, we got the internet, right? We can look up anything. And so my wife and I went online, looked up her name, and sure enough, within minutes, my wife said, "Oh, Ryan, I found her. I found her obituary." Whew. It was hard. It was hard to read her obituary because I knew that those years and years of my hopes of just seeing her face to face and just telling her thank you for making my life possible, for allowing me to love and to be loved. And that wasn't going to happen face to face, at least this side of heaven. So there was one thing that really stood out to me when we looked at her obituary. It was her birth date, which is exactly the same as my birthday. She was born on May 5th. I was born on May 5th, so I'm sure there was never a birthday that went by that I wasn't on her mind somehow, some way. Okay, so let's fast forward another 2 years, because every lead that I had, every bit of information for relatives, it just didn't pan out. They just kind of resulted in nothing, basically. So I kind of given up. 2 years. So 2 weeks ago, I was looking through my notes, my research, and my wife came into the room and she said, "What are you doing?" Well, I just feel like I gotta keep trying. I just want a photo of her. I just want to know what she looks like. That's all I want. And so another few minutes went by, and apparently my wife finds the most interesting things on the internet. Another obituary, and it was my birth mom, Sharon's sister. And from that obituary, we found out more names surviving relatives, particularly a sister who would be the sister of my birth mom. And sorry, this is it's kind of hard. And and it also said city and state where they live. And so through Facebook, thank you Facebook, you're good for something, we connected people and actually knew the people who were really the relatives. And from that I ended up getting a phone number because the internet has everything. So 2 weeks ago, with the phone number in my hand, I decided to call the sister of my birth mom. Can I just tell you how nervous I was? It was crazy. Have you ever had your heart beat out of your neck? Because I couldn't even get words out. But we call, and the crazy thing is, it was so awkward at the beginning of the call. And when I ask her if she knows, and I'm not saying the last names here, but if I ask her if she knows Sharon, and click, phone hangs up. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is what I feared. I thought, and I'd understand why maybe biological family members wouldn't want to talk about it. Anyway, it felt like eternity went by, but it was really only about 30 seconds. So I call back and I say, I'm sorry, did I hang up on you? Did you hang up on me? And she goes, oh no, the phone hung up. And then she said, what is this phone call about? And I said, in 1971, Sharon had a baby, and that baby was me. And her immediate reaction was, oh my gosh, I always wanted to hold you. That led to an hour-long phone call, which was so redemptive, so beautiful, so unexpected. And to understand the gravity of that is to understand that Carol was not only Sharon, my birth mom, Sharon's sister, she also, at the age of 16, took in Sharon and her other sister to care for them because their biological mom couldn't. Their neglect and poverty and alcohol addiction. So she is the woman who raised my birth mom. And I always talked about my life just believing that someone had to have spoken hope and life and strength into her. And here I was on the phone with that very woman. And so why am I here right now in Florida? Well, in a few hours, my wife, kiddos, and I will be going to meet Carol, the last surviving sister of my birth mom, the last surviving, I believe, family member in that immediate family. And yeah, it's gonna be crazy. There is so much to tell. Honestly, I'm overwhelmed, but I'm so excited that my wife, my kiddos, and I will be going to hug and spend time with the woman who probably had a huge role in making my life possible, making the fact that I am alive possible. Whew. Some of the best things in life are unplanned, and we don't see it often from the human perspective because we are so caught up in has to be this way or that way, and how can anything good come out of violence? But God specializes in triumph rising from tragedy. All the time.